Hello, greetings, my friends. This is Gilles. I thought I'd come and draw some cards to see for this season of spring, for its unusual spring. We have to expect this 2020 and 2021 to be extremely shifting, for there is all kinds of new events that will come after that. That will be a lot more even difficult for most people to handle than what is going on now. Why? It is because this is creating a deep inner transformation within all people, but it will not be alone capable of removing all of the power controllers, the tyrant of the deep state, and all those things that those people believe they're untouchable, they're above the law, they're so powerful, their pockets are full, but their heart is very cold. And so it's a very, very, very minuscule minority, but they're the ones who are creating all the problems all the time, and it is their end time, and they will have to face a great deal of fear when they're going to lose it all, lose all the power they've been used to. And so what's going on is beyond me and beyond you. It is the universe that will be enacting certain events that will shake up the ground of this money god. For everything is gonna, before we can start a new civilization, everything has to be dismantled. All the dysfunction have to be removed. And because in essence, most of humanity is kind. There is kindness and goodness. Not everybody is in the highest integrity, but deep inside, people are kind. They do not want war. They do not want to hurt anybody, and that is why. And those people are the humanity. The mass of humanity is always being oppressed. In France, we had the president Nicolas Sarkozy. He had a thought to reduce greatly the taxation on the people and tax the financial all the financial transaction. But all of the European Union came down on him and said, no, we can't do that. But that is really actually a solution for it is not for the people to pay for the functioning of the world. Let the world of finance, which is creating all those trillions of billions or quadrillions of paper money numbers, pay for the functioning of the world. For that is really, in essence, something that will come in the picture later on, and returning to the gold standards for forgiving the debt, all kinds of possibility for many change that will be coming. But first we're going to have to, the world may be shaken up. For this spring, I'm going to pull out 10 cards to see what the universe can mirror us. We can be, for the cards are just a mirror. Oh, it is far more optimistic it's very different, not optimistic, but they're all different cards than what we had in the French reading. So the essence of the situation is a higher power. It is the essence of a higher power. It is being understanding we're working with a higher power, and we become co-creator with a higher power. And so the card number 4 in the I Ching, the number 4 is useful folly. It is the card of use. So let us not repeat the mistakes of the past. Let us be conscious. And here it says conscious contact with a higher power, the presence of the divine. To see the energy of source in all things, to engage in a partnership with spirit. So this is really what is going on. What goes around the situation is trust. The card of trust, this beautiful card of trust. And the card of trust is 48 in the I Ching. 48 is the well. It is how to draw the water from the earth. The well works for everyone. Everybody has to be able to draw from the well. It is to be ready to bring something into the light. To be at your best. Trust. What we see before us in our conscious mind is about to clean up. Number 21. 21 is the card number 21 is a card of reform. It's the card of biting through. It is like something is stuck in the mouth. You bite through and it liberates the process. So here it is. The card number 21 is to go towards the end of a situation. To remove a burden, to clean up your house, to broom away what is no longer needed. For we have to get rid of all kinds of things that are no longer needed in our life. What we have in our subconscious is this beautiful card of peace. It's number 23. For it is in the I Ching, the number 23 is the total end of the depths of the winter, when the light is completely gone, so it will announce a return. But here the card of peace is very, very positive. Of course, it is liberation from attachment, total acceptation. And right now it is the time of departure, card number 45, which in the I Ching 45 is the gathering. It is when we have a lot of gathering on a lot of people, you have to watch for you have to be prudent when there is a large gathering. But for now, there is no gathering right now. For we have asked to create this distanciation. So card number 45 is here. It says ending, achievement. To leave something because there is nothing to experiment or to learn from. So we're moving into this next cycle, and what's coming up next is 18. 18 in the I Ching is to work on what has been spoiled. When we see something that needs to be changed, we prepare ourselves for 3 days, we act, and after for 3 days we watch that the change sticks. But here it is happy circumstances. So those happy circumstances. I haven't had time to memorize all this, but I thought I used this. So the general signification, it talks about luck combined with good disposition, the consciousness of synchronicity, luck and good fortune coming out as signs and symbols, a magical alignment of events. So when we move into the state of grace, we allow this freedom and grace to happen, and there is all kinds of blessings, unexpected miracle. We want to focus on the miracle. It's very important. What represents us right now in the situation is number 34. In the I Ching is the power of the great. But here we have one step ahead of the process. We are one. Let's see what it says here. It is receiving help, to delegate authority. Interdependence is to be able to work as a cooperative component, to allow help to come to us and to provide help and assistance to others as well. In the outside world, what surrounds us is here, it's number 31. 31 in the I Ching is attraction, and it's called why here. Why? And this card is like, it's the understanding, it's the motivation that activate intention, the power to know why, for the cause and the effect, to understand for the ins and outs. What goes into our what's inside our inner emotion, our hopes and fear, is a faithful heart, is number 35. 35 in the I Ching is a very powerful very beautiful hexagram. It's an hexagram of progress, but here it is about this faithful heart, and the card says, let's see what the card says: faithfulness, loyalty, devotion. So it's once it's very important to turn within, because as the dismantling of the old cycles of society will continue. Those who have done their inner work, if we've done our inner work, in the service of all, in the service of the ascension, we'll have this path of freedom and peace that will unfold before us. But all those who have refused or denied this possibility of working through the inner self, to work on themselves, their dark nature may come up. It's going to be very much more difficult. The tension from above, it will continue until we address this inner self. And so it may be, for a lot of people, it may be the darker side may come into the picture, so it will be very challenging for humanity. Yet as light workers, you have to know that your path should be one that allows you this freedom and joy to be free and joyful, so you can assist the world in this process of transition. And the outcome is 27 in the I Ching. It's nurturing, is the card of nurturing. We want to be nurtured from above, not from below. The higher we seek our nurturing from, the higher the best, the more intelligence, the more we'll be able to draw on this light. Is the exchange of gift, the law of giving and receiving, device, concession, to measure the cost and determine value. So it's all about balancing out, and and to understand this exchange of energies that is life. Life is a constant exchange of energy, and so we want to trust our source. I had some terrible nightmare this morning, so it's like very disturbing. I'm trying not to pay attention to it. And so when I want to say that when I speak about men in those videos, it's men and women. It's not a machist symbol. I'm talking about humanity. Another thing I see in the news is that people still go into, they want to celebrate, so they take 100 or 1,000 plastic balloons and with helium and they let it go. Oh, it's so beautiful. But I really would really hope that we stop that. And it's extremely bad, for those things will eventually come down, some of them in the ocean. They will kill a whale or they will kill a turtle. So if we want to celebrate, bring some doves and liberate some doves and let them go. It will be the same thing, but those plastic balloons shouldn't be allowed. And so for there is some strange statistics. For statistics on the news, you have to be really careful, but they're kind of funny. First, like I mentioned yesterday, is the people who smoke cigarettes are not being affected by this disease. It's very strange. I do not recommend alcohol right now. It's if you can get rid of the alcohol, because in confinement they could be creating some tension, like Dr. Jenkins and Mr. Hyde. It's like you want to be respectful of the people you are confined with. So I'm not saying that it's not to have a drink once in a while, but to be very, very considerate of that. And for alcohol kills twice less people than smoking, but it's far more destructive on the psyche, and then it's very, very dangerous on the psyche. So those statistics that they showed is that the average person that died from this virus is 85 years old. So that means there is all the very old people. So and then 90% of the people that are in emergency care are obese. They're suffering from obesity. 90% of them. Huh? So that's why America has been affected so much more, because there was a lot of obesity there. And then 90%, and also statistic is that 90% of the case where it's actually happening is with the place where they actually experimented with 5G technology. We're going to need to transmute that. And there is a Nobel Prize in medicine, a French person who he made some experiment. He's kind of independent, and he discovered that this virus is not a natural virus. The good news is that we knew that for a long time, although they don't know that a lot of other ones are also not natural. They've been fabricated. So is that their lifespan is a lot lesser, but he's got all kinds of people that are trying to oppose that. He's not talking about bioweapon, but he's realizing that they made some cross. It's not a natural. He sees that there's been some manipulation. So. But all of that is very just part of a process. It's just a show. So remove yourself from expectation outside of joy and freedom. Right? It is very important to focus only on that, and to continue to work in. To channel the highest love and light energy, so that we can find this freedom at the end of this confinement, or find a new sense of joy and a renewed sense of appreciation for life. Behind me, this is a painting it's a tribute to a Spanish painter named Diego Velázquez. For a lot of people, it's a very famous painting from the Prado about it's called Les Ménines. It's the Velázquez is here with the family of Spain. The king and queen of Spain in the mirror, and all and so. But this is my own version with the 1111 and the 001010. It's quite pleasant. I really like it. So Picasso did a lot of those interpretations. So I enjoyed making my own takes on some masterpiece of artistry. And this is an interior. It's called the Golden Door. It's like all those paintings, but there is this person that comes out of this golden door. And so I'm going to finish with a song. It was on top of the pile, so I sang it. I wasn't even sure to come and make a video today, but Spirit said, "Oh, it's too bad." So I said, "I'm going to make it anyway." So it goes like this. It's called Boys Don't Cry. I would say I'm sorry if I thought that it would change your mind, but I know that this time I have said too much, been too unkind. I've tried to laugh about it, cover it all up with lies. I try to laugh about it, hiding the tears in my eyes. 'Cause boys don't cry, boys don't cry. I would break down at your feet and beg forgiveness, plead with you. But I know that it's too late, that there's nothing I can do. I've tried to laugh about it, cover it all up with lies. I try to laugh about it, hiding the tears in my eyes. 'Cause boys don't cry, boys don't cry. I would tell you that I love you if I thought that you would stay. But I know that it's no use, that you already gone away. Misjudge your limits, push you too far. I took you for granted, I thought that you needed me more. I would do most anything to get you back by my side. But I keep on laughing, hiding the tears in my eyes. 'Cause boys don't cry, boys don't cry, boys don't cry. So I wanted to come and I hope you're having a good day, that everything is in preparation. There is so much that we can do right here, right now, to focus on the here and now, live one day at a time, to learn, to utilize this time and to prepare the future, but to experience that now, for the future is now, and the future, when the future will actually become now, it will no longer be the future, it will be the present. And so we are focusing on that, to know really what we want, and to align with this frequency in order to receive the energy that we've been asking for. I hope this was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Namaste.